So it is a big night ahead. But when will the polls close and how soon can we expect a firm result? Ed Conway has all the details at the big screen. Well, our studio here in Midtown Manhattan is less than a mile away from where the next president of the United States will be having a big victory party. Both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are going to be within less than 20 blocks of each other. Donald Trump at the Midtown Hilton, Hillary Clinton at the Javits Center, just less than a mile or so away. And in the middle, Times Square right here, and huge crowds are expected. 5,000 police officers will be there tonight. It's going to be scenes reminiscent of New Year's Eve, we're told. So a little earlier, I went down to Times Square just to gauge the mood. Very good morning to you. You're watching Sunrise in New York as America decides. In the last couple of hours, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have addressed their final rallies after sweeping through a series of swing states. The polls are now open with up to 150 million voters picking a new president. Donald Trump wrapped up his campaign vowing to put America first. Hillary Clinton concluded saying love Trump's hate, with those rallies in Michigan and North Carolina bringing to an end a blitz through battleground states. Well, to win the White House, one of the presidential nominees must gain that all-important 270 electoral college seats. Crossing that crucial line involves taking some of the most important states in the contest. Sky's economics editor Ed Conway looks at how the candidates could do it. Ed Conway there talking us through the road to 270 for both Clinton and Trump. We'll look at that in a bit more detail now with elections editor at YouGov, Will Jordan. And Will, as we look at the map going into the final day, the voting day, we're finally here. What story is this telling us as people head out to the polls this morning?
Well, like Virginia, Nevada, Colorado, potentially, that would be almost enough to get her over the 270 limit. But China, Ohio, some of the classic swing states, and we'll see very soon whether or not those go Clinton's way.
Donald Trump seems very confident about taking some of those swing states. He says the polls have got it wrong where he's trailing, and then there's this secret cachet of voters that will turn out for him that pollsters don't know about.
Yeah, we hear about that a lot.
All morning here on Sunrise about the different demographics that each candidate have to rely on, and the Republicans have issues with women. If only men had the vote, Mitt Romney would be president. He got more than half the male vote back in 2012. However, Obama won the White House because of his 11% lead among women. This time around, the gender gap could be even bigger, couldn't it, Will?
Yeah, that's right. But it does look like certain college-educated women, white women, groups that have traditionally voted Republican would be potentially switching over to Clinton in this case. And that could be very important if they turn out in the levels they have in the past.
Well, as you said, Trump very popular with men. According to one recent poll, he's more than 10% ahead with men. If women didn't vote, then he would be president by a landslide, but they do. In fact, they're the highest number of registered voters in America. If they do, then he trails by a massive 33% with women. Perhaps not surprising, given some of the controversial comments we've heard, Will.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think she's relying too much on the female vote, because we've spoken to a lot of people out on the street, American voters, who are saying we're not just going to vote for her because she's a woman. We do want a female president, just not this one. And a lot of them think that this is a battle that their mothers and their grandmothers fought. So they're not just going anyone but Trump argument or the anyone but Clinton. And just to be a bit mischievous, one statistician crunched the numbers and gave us these images of what the 2016 vote could look like if just women voted, or if just men voted. As you can see, the split could hardly be more dramatic. Will, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have your company here this morning. Well, one place that Donald Trump says he can count on the female vote is in the all-important state of Pennsylvania. It lies at the heart of America's so-called Rust Belt, a once prosperous area in the US Midwest, where the Republican nominee's promise to make the country great again is really starting to resonate. The predominantly white working class and traditionally Democratic voters who live there could be Mr. Trump's best shot at becoming president. Sky's Mark Stone reports now from Johnston.